We had some technical difficulties, everyone. We're back. And let me pull in Mr. AJP himself, Adam Jack Pelly. Pelly, can you hear me, brother?
Yes, brother. Loud and clear.
All right. And next, the man himself, the Pete Rose of the network. But I wouldn't call you the Pete Rose of the network.
That's not the network of New England wrestling, my friend.
The Pete Rose.
There's a reason why. I'll tell you later.
Okay, hey Jeff, how you doing this evening? Jefferson James, an aspiring young wrestler out of the Halifax, Nova Scotia area. I'm hoping to have Jeff on soon. How's things going tonight, guys?
Going great, brother. How about yourself?
Well, it is what it is. Experienced a little bit of technical difficulties there for a few minutes. We're having some internet issues. I think it's with the snowstorm. Happened to be at my own house today and here at the school already a couple of different times. Hoping to have Mike King join us and hoping to have Jimmy Fingers jump in because Fingers and I talked last night and he said that we're going to have an interesting show this week. And here he is himself, the Stiffy Whiffy himself.
Mike King.
Are you singing your theme song there, Chris?
No, that's yours, buddy. Here's the Flintstones.
No, you're a clown, just like Forbes.
Look who's talking. Hey, go back to dyeing your beard.
I don't dye my beard, jerk off.
Don't lie.
You're just mad because you look older than I do.
That thing's darker than my asshole is.
So,
It's
guys,
natural, bitch.
I just wanted to say I'm here live at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling.
Awesome.
Great show going on. I'm standing right next to the great legendary former Four Horsemen, Pretty Paul Roma. And
Tell Paul Roma
himself,
what's up.
I will tell him. Jason Rumble says what's up to you. And I got Mario Mancini standing here as well.
Tell
Say hi. He's right
tell
there.
Mario, hey, how you doing, fellas?
You're so small, I can't even see you.
It's that way in real life too.
No kidding.
And there's Mario Mancini.
Biggest loser.
How you doing, Mario?
So got a good show going on here, guys.
Awesome, and we plan on rocking a good show here tonight on the Gorilla Position Network. Let's just get to the chase. Who wants to break in and who wants to just talk about the elephant in the room?
The Rumble sucked.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
Sucked. It was the drizzling shits. I'll start it off.
Go ahead.
Started out like a fucking bat out of hell. Best match I've seen in probably, I don't know, in a couple of pay-per-views. Unbelievable match. Great storytelling. Fucking loved the gimmick that they did, the way they ended it. It was awesome. And then the Rumble just went, crashed and burned like fucking Goose and Maverick in Top Gun. And let me tell you something. The show wasn't Maverick. The show was Goose. And Goose is dead.
He's not wrong.
What match you talking
No,
about,
he's
Chris?
not wrong. He's absolutely right.
What match you talking
100%.
about, Chris? Rollins and Reigns?
Rollins and Reigns was phenomenal. And then it went down. It progressively went downhill. Just
Oh, man.
it to me, from a booking standpoint, Rollins and Reigns was the only match that was booked properly. Had a great ending. Everybody still looks strong. And then you go to the Women's Rumble. Too many.
Keep on going, Capelli. Then Capelli, you chime in.
Oh, good.
Go, Capelli. Keep on going about the Women's Rumble.
I'd say the Women's Rumble, average at best. Too many outsiders. Great opportunity for surprise with Bayley or Paige or whoever. Somebody else, like a legitimate full-time wrestler, not, I'm all set with looking at Lita and her new throat that looks disgusting, but it is what it is. And then everything just kept going downhill.
I thought the women's rumble was way better than the men's rumble.
Oh, I agree, but that's what I said.
Absolutely.
it started going downhill starting at the Women's Rumble and got worse and worse and worse and worse until you got to the Men's Rumble where it was atrocious. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Atrocious to say the least.
Come on,
I
Mike.
think the second best match of the night.
I got
was
he's
probably,
covering it. I thought it was the complete shit.
the second best match of the night was probably Doudrop and Becky Lynch.
And that was
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Probably the second best match of the night, though.
if that's the second best match of the night, that tells you how bad your pay-per-view was. I'd agree.
Yep.
I do agree that it was probably the second best match of the night, but that tells you how bad it was. Just saying.
Exactly. You're right. You're absolutely right.
When Bad Bunny is one of the biggest stars in the Rumble, and he's actually out there beating on your wrestlers, that's fucking pathetic. It's pathetic.
Yep, absolutely.
And then just the whole thing, just the shits. Brock Lesnar going over. I mean, come on.
Well, you knew that was going to happen once you lost the last week.
Agreed. And Forbes, Sticky Fingers called it.
Yeah.
But when you have two part-timers winning your Rumble and Rousey and fucking Lesnar, there's a problem.
Well, because everybody wants to see, everyone thinks they're going to do title for title. I got a feeling that Riddle's going to win that Elimination Chamber, and they're going to start him and Orton are going to feud for the title. Because Riddle was supposed to win the Royal Rumble originally.
Right. Then they also talked about possibly Randy Orton, but the only thing I can see is they're going to, because Paul Heyman mentioned it last night on SmackDown, I have a feeling that they are going to it's going to be a triple threat match, in my opinion. Somehow it'll be Rollins, Lesnar, and Reigns, where Lesnar where Rollins or Lesnar don't have to take the pin and Reigns goes over, and they do it for some reason. I don't know. We already know one main event is going to be Charlotte versus Ronda.
Yeah, well,
that's
just, you knew that was happening as soon as Ronda came back.
Absolutely.
For some strange reason, this is my thoughts. I think Heyman is more over than Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar right now.
Well, that's because he screwed Brock Lesnar. That's why.
So, all right. I take away the Royal Rumble. I give it was a 5. It was a 5 on the Richter scale. It was an eh. And you're right. The men's Royal Rumble, the biggest thing is the wrestling world expected the unexpected. And we did not get the unexpected.
Let me hear it.
And for those of us that, I had realistically said it last week that don't be surprised if the only door opening is Mickey James and the rest is just a pass. I had already been like thinking that. So
it really hear you with the bumps going on, honestly. Vicky Big just got live action going on. We can't hear a word you're saying.
So it didn't surprise me. There was no surprises.
Well,
it didn't surprise me.
Yeah, it was a complete letdown. That
it didn't surprise me.
The surprise.
I'll check in with you in a little bit later.
All right. The men's Royal Rumble match. As soon as Kofi Kingston hit the barricade and couldn't stay in this year, I knew the thing was doomed. Honestly, let's just call it. Let's just call a spade a spade. As soon as Kofi messed up his own spot, basically, that was a hard bump he took off that padded rail. It don't matter. Those rails are made of steel and then padded with Brazilian jiu-jitsu matting. So, as soon as that happened, and like you all said, when you start seeing the Bad Bunnies and things of that nature, Shane McMahon to me was expected as always.
Right.
But did I expect Shane McMahon to do as much as he did? Hell no, because that Rumble was on its way to my prediction coming true, which was Randy Orton going over, and then all of a sudden it just went to the drizzling absolute dog poop. And you're
What-
right.
I guess from what I've heard in a couple articles I've read that they rewrit that Rumble 4 times, like hours before the show.
And I heard one of the rights
the
was
same
Randy
thing, Mike.
Orton going over.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And
read
it
the
was
One of them was Riddle going over as well. Riddle as well.
It was Orton going over. They were back and forth, and it was rewritten about 4 times. I've read that morale was as low as possibly could be.
I heard that today too.
People were coming back, both in the men's and women rumbles, saying it was a complete and utter mess because TJ or the what's his name, Trevor Kidd, what the fuck's his name?
Tyson Kidd.
Daddy's husband. He wasn't there, so they had to call Fit Finley in to help them try to write the rumble for the women. Fit Finley got called in last second to try to make heads or tails of the women's rumble. And the men's rumble was supposedly in Shane's hands. And people have openly commented saying without Hunter there, who's usually a big influence on how the rumble goes, it was the absolute drizzling shits. Morale was low. Obviously, Shane was let go. We can get to that after. For what he was trying to do. But they didn't have the right people agent in the rumble, booking the rumble. And to be quite honest with you, it goes to show, even without the surprises, okay? Let's say, hypothetically, let's just say Cody Rhodes did show up for one night. Let's say Bray Wyatt actually did return, or anybody that would have maybe generated an outside pop showed up. That's what it would have taken.
Certainly wasn't Bad Bunny, that's for sure.
What's that, Bub?
It's just what certainly wasn't Bad Bunny, that's for sure.
No, and it goes to show the severe deficiency that is being created by Vince and Bruce Pritchard and his fucking crew of dick-sucking cronies, because there is nobody beyond 3 or 4 people other than Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins that are worth a bag of fucking dog shit in that company. You can't get over the Dolph Zigglers, the Bobby Roodes, the fucking, I hate to say it, Sami Zayn's. Like, they're great wrestlers and they're great to watch, but it goes to show that when you put them into the ring and you're he wasn't even in the ring, but Omos and some of these other people, it was a fucking waste. I would have popped harder for the fucking Big Show to show up than half the guys that showed up. And that tells you a lot, because it's like, oh, it's a Big Show. Dun-dun. It's like, fuck that. But I would have popped harder than that.
2 things that surprised me: that there was no NXT guys in the Rumble. Is there that much animosity right now between the 2 brands, or?
Pelly, I'm going to jump in real quick. I think, to piggyback, a lot of that had to do with Hunter booking or producing the Rumble in making sure that a couple of the top NXT guys got brought in. Same thing for the women's. Without Hunter, it's Bruce and fucking Vince's show now. I agree, Jeff. He was wasted. But without Hunter there, it's their show. And as you could tell, they kept it separate.
Come on.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And
Yeah,
the other point I had, you got 2 guys that they're trying to push right now for some titles. I thought the Viking Raiders should have been in that Rumble.
Yeah. I can't.
What's the deal with Hunter? Does anybody know? Has he been seen?
He was seen. He was seen on Pat McAfee's show.
Has he talked? What's going on? Like,
he's being tight-lipped. he's, I mean, kind of towed the company line a little bit. Didn't say too much. He kind of just talked about, he was talking about the new, how the new NXT should be good, and just more about the NIL that they're talking about, that NIL
Right.
or NOL, whatever that thing is they're talking about. McAfee probably didn't ask the questions he probably should have asked or could have asked, but that's probably because McAfee's part of the company now. So,
Well, from what I read an article 2 days ago that they're not happy with the new NXT. Nobody
they're not.
is.
Yeah, how could you be? It looks like shit.
The
best thing is Mandy Rose.
True. Let's touch on the Shane McMahon issue, because as a talent they can release him, but not as an owner.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. I don't, when Shane left the company,
He still owns 2.5 million shares of stock in WWE, so he's a minority owner. I looked it up today before we came on.
Remember, you can own a company and not work there.
Right. I understand that, but
right.
It's just, they're saying he was quietly let go, and then of course you'll have all the internet marks going, oh, he's gonna go to AEW.
No,
he's not going to AEW. And the big surprise at AEW is gonna be Keith Lee. He's already signed. So
he was let go. I'm with you, Mike. He was definitely let go as a talent.
Yeah.
That's
God,
the
yeah.
contract that he has. He has a talent contract, but I don't think he was let go from the business side of it.
No, because rumor had it a little while ago he was getting ready to take over for his father.
Yeah, and now it's going to be The Rock and this Nick Khan guy that are supposedly buying it.
Yep.
When and if do you think this sale is going to take place?
They're going to work that as an ultimate angle, and they're going to turn around and have Shane say, you know what, Dad, screw you. I'm going to resurrect WCW. I bought it out from underneath you. Now I'm going to resurrect it.
Wishful thinking, but what TV? Where's he going to put it on TV?
Come up with that one yet, but
keep it going.
Or he's going to take
Mickey Biggs. Keep the conspiracy theories going.
Or he's going to take Raw Underground and do something with that on its own.
Boy, you really got bit by fucking Forbes, didn't you, boy? You
Holy shit!
It must
Jesus
be fucking
Christ!
April Fool's Day or something for fucking Mickey Biggs.
I should drive down to Connecticut and slap you for even saying that.
I got hit with a steel chair. Don't worry about it. Took a chair shot a little while ago.
I was really hoping that Shane was going to take over for his father. He probably would have brought it back to more of what it used to be.
Now, does Stephanie own it? Stephanie and Paul own any shares in the company as well?
Yeah, they still own. Yeah.
So who do you think Vince would favor, Shane or Stephanie?
He was favoring Shane from up until the Rumble. He was supposed to take over. His father was going to step down. He was going to take over. That's why he was coming back.
And that's another reason why all the talent wanted to bury him after the Rumble or something. You think?
No, because he was being a dick. That's why.
He's
the reason why the Rumble got changed 4 times. Because he wanted to be in late, from what I've read, and he wanted to be more over. Like,
he wanted to be in the Final Four.
Yeah. Like, in the beginning, the original plan was what Jay was saying was that Orton was going to go over, and it was supposed to be, from what I understand, it was Riddle Orton feuding for the WWE title at WrestleMania. That's what it's supposed to be.
And that was one of the angles I came up with 7 months ago. It could still happen. I said it here that I felt that that's the way they should move. A main event angle was between. I think the best thing would have been a dipsy do at the end with the two of them teasing the throw out, or one of them finagling the bagel, hiding outside. Riddle thought he was over, and Randy Orton sliding up and then making it. But That was
I'll
one
tell
of
you-
the ways that I thought that they should have written it.
I'll tell you right now, and I feel bad for Lashley because he's just going to be a transitional champion because that belt is definitely coming off of him in the Elimination Chamber.
Kind of
I will
like Big E.
Yeah, I will be
Who's on-
shocked.
Quietly
Shocked.
moved to SmackDown.
Yeah, I will be shocked if he wins the Elimination Chamber. I don't think it's. Everyone's go. Oh, it's going to be Lesnar. I don't. I think they're going to pull a swerve and they're going to give it to Riddle and start that feud with Orton.
Or they put it on. They do what I think. I think Rollins wins it, and that's how you get Brock. You get Brock, Rollins, and fucking what's his face for a triple threat title with all titles on the line, winner take all. If they do that, but I agree with you. I don't think
that belt
Lashley
is
walks out of
definitely.
there.
I think that belt is definitely being dropped at Elimination Chamber, and it sucks because I like Lashley, but honestly,
I read that they have zero plans for Lashley as champion. They had zero plans written.
Yep.
They don't know what to do with him or who.
it was a last minute. It was a last minute.
Well,
right in.
I forget where I saw the picture, but an old school wrestler put up the picture of the Hurt Business. Oh, it was Lance Storm who put this on his Twitter. It's a picture of the Hurt Business. Said if this was written back in the day of when wrestling meant something, they would have went on a 4-year run.
Yep, they were that good. Absolutely. I agree.
Right, and it's true. Remember how long factions lasted, and they kept them belts, but then again, there wasn't a wrestling program on 3 to 4 nights a week of the same stuff, so you kind of get tired of it.
Yeah, but here's the problem, and I'm just gonna say it. 2 out of the 4 in the Hurt Business are nothing more than mid-card power.
But if it was written the right way, they would be brought up.
I agree.
Especially with Lashley. I mean,
Yes.
Alexander is a great worker. He's a good worker, and Benjamin's probably one of the better workers in that locker room.
Work is one thing, but
right? But I get what you're saying. But being written storyline, yes, they're mid card status. But if they stuck with the Hurt Business and kept them the way they were dominant in the beginning, they wouldn't be mid card status. They would have been
elevated by now.
If you would have added the New Day, Day.
No, if you added Keith Lee, and you subtracted either Benjamin or Cedric Alexander, then I would have said yes.
Yeah. I think keeping Keith Lee to the Hurt Business would have been phenomenal. Him and Apollo Crews with Bobby Lashley. Yep, would have been an incredible.
And then your final member of that, so you actually had 4 legitimate wrestlers, and he's up and coming, but would be Omos. Because he looks like one big mean son of a bitch.
Yeah, they could have pulled in Omos.
Greener than goose shit, but definitely looks the part.
Listen, I say this. I think he has better beginning matches than Braun Strowman did.
Yeah, well.
I just said the New Day because we've talked about it here before.
Yeah.
It's got some time before they turn heel. And if they turn heel, I think they'll be hated more than when they're over as tag champs, like big time baby faces. If they turn heel, they'd be so overhated. It would be I think it'd be awesome.
I agree. I think with whatchamacallit, with the Street Profits being so over as faces, not for the color. I'm going to use the color demographic, but when you have such a strong, colored face team, you need a true, strong, probably colored heel team. Even though the Usos technically are heels, they're not. You look at them as Samoan. I don't look at the Usos as black. I look at them as Samoan.
They are Samoan. They're not black. They are Samoan.
I know, but people would consider them, minority. I would love to see. I think this is the perfect time of ever to turn the New Day heel. I'm with you because you need to have that.
Would have loved to have seen it. I thought Woods was teasing it all the way when he won the when he won the King of the Ring and the
Yeah.
attitude he was portraying. I really thought that there was going to be a heel turn at some point. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, I don't. Back to now, if The Rock buys WWE, do you think he's going to bring it back to actual wrestling, or is he going to keep it the circus show that it is right now?
Listen, I don't think Vince will ever truly sell the entire company. He may sell a portion of it, but Vince will never leave the company completely, I don't think. Nick
Well,
Khan,
the rumor was that he was stepping down and letting Shane take over. That was the
stepping
rumor.
down and selling the company, two different things, though.
Stepping down means he can still meddle. Until he's dead, he ain't gone.
And I'll tell you, if I was the boys in the locker room, the person I want taking over is named Paul Levesque, not Shane McMahon.
Yep.
Well,
Yep. I think The Rock, to be quite honest with you, Mike, I think as much as we know The Rock is probably watching what AEW does,
Yep.
he looks at the formula of what Vince McMahon has and will say if it's not broke, why fix it? But yet add the tweaks to it to get the respectability back.
right. Right.
See, Becky Lynch did a show last week, and she flat out said she and a lot of other superstars, they don't view as AEW as competition. They just view it as something different. They view it as a different type of. They view it as different. It's not competition to them. They're their own entity. We're their own entity. And if that's the mentality, then they're not looking at AEW as competition. They say that's a different type. That's a different product.
But that's the way Capelli, I look at it that way. I don't look at them as competition.
Yeah.
Well,
If they were filling,
I don't
If they're
look at
full-
I don't look at like battling my time. I like even if I was gonna watch one, I don't even watch wrestling on the nights it's on no more. So I watch it when it's recorded and I'm able to go through it. So they're battling for my time, not my viewership right now.
See, I think that goes back to what I said. What I've always said: one company is sports entertainment using it, or is a wrestling company using sports or whatever. How does it go? One company provides you entertainment using professional wrestling as the tool. The other company is a professional wrestling company supplying you entertainment.
Yeah.
WWE is an entertainment company, and they use wrestling as their tool, versus AEW is more of a professional wrestling company saying, hey, we're going to give you some entertainment. It's a big difference.
if for their
Go ahead.
big show they'd fill that Jacksonville football stadium for their big show, you might start looking at them as competition, but they're not doing that, and I don't think they ever will.
No.
We can look at it as competition because we're the fans watching, but if the mentality of the company is, no, we're not competition, and the people that work there and the major stars are looking at it and saying, no, it's not competition, it's just something totally different, then it won't ever be competition. That was the difference with the Monday Night Wars. They said it was competition. They went out and said, we're going to compete. We're going to beat you in the ratings.
Yep.
They turned it into a war.
I don't think ratings matter anymore. If anything, I think the battle of fans put in seats is what counts.
I agree.
That's I'm sorry.
I agree.
But Vince McMahon just did 45,000 at a really suspect show, and I guarantee that all 45,000 would go back and watch it again.
That's exactly what I just said. They're not going to fill a stadium with 100,000 people 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
AEW is not going to do that.
No, but WWE is in Dallas. They'll get 85 each night. 85,000.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
No offense.
That's what I mean.
You're comparing apples to oranges. You're comparing a company that's been in business for how long?
Yeah.
That has done it, then has done this for 30.
But
37th year. Versus,
I do think Pelly and Capelli and Mike and Mickey, I believe if the card was done right for AEW, and they brought in the right talent, they could fill the Jacksonville Jaguars stadium.
Oh, yeah, that's 60,000 people. Absolutely.
They could.
Oh,
Like if you brought a guy like the Rain Man on Okada at New Japan Wrestling and brought a few of them guys on to like fight with Omega and fight with Moxley and did the right thing, like held out the Briscoes till the very, like if you held out the Briscoes and said July 4th, they are going to have the All-American Bash, because they can't call it the Great American Bash, but the All-American Bash, July 4th, Jacksonville, Florida. See the debut of the Briscoes versus FTR, the Rain Man Okada versus Kenny Omega. Like, the place would fill. See the Bullet Club in it. Like, that place would fill.
Yeah. What if you did like AEW versus New Japan versus Ring of Honor versus Impact? All those guys came together and did one supercard.
That's what I'm saying. They could do that.
But that's multiple companies doing a show.
It wouldn't be a multiple company promoted show, but it would be bringing some of them entities in to work on that program, just like AEW's done before, opening so to speak, forbidden door.
Here's the difference.
And enough people, I think, yeah, you're right, Rumble. Enough fans would fly and come to Jacksonville probably to see that.
They would.
Here's the difference, though. Jacksonville at most is 60,000. It's still another 40,000 fans to do what WWE is going to do in Dallas 2 nights in a row. They're going to have
yeah. I'm just saying, when asked, do I think could the AEW fill a big stadium? Yes, I think they could, barring the right situations of matches that the fan would want to see.
I think it'd just be a one-off.
So.
We can only do it like once.
I don't think they could do it like all the time, but I think they could do it maybe once every couple of years.
It depends on the star power, in my opinion.
Let's talk about Tony the Forbidden Door Clown Khan. How about that? Can we touch on that real quick?
Go ahead.
So he keeps on saying that he's the Forbidden Door, right? And that there's a former WWE superstar coming to AEW on Wednesday. Right. It's not a forbidden door, you clown. He's not even under contract with WWE anymore. So you're basically signing a free agent, you moron. Like, get it right. Like, this guy's a freaking tool.
Well, you got to take what he said into context, though, because he said also that any wrestler from any wrestling company is welcome to come to AEW, even if they're not on good terms with AEW. He did say that, so I understand that portion of his whole Forbidden Door speech. But then, then he goes on to sound like a moron and say, oh, well, the Forbidden Door is going to be crossed when I have this person show up and sign them to a contract. Mike's right. That's not the Forbidden Door. That's a free agent. The Forbidden Door would have been fucking AJ Styles showing up in AEW and saying, all right, I'm from WWE. I'm here to challenge anybody who wants to wrestle me.
Or even TNA.
So
I think is what he's getting at. I think he's saying, the door's open with Impact still, with New Japan, because Will Ospreay was on Jericho's cruise, showed up. Who's the dude that paints his face that, all white and hides under the ring?
Van Doofen or something like that?
Yeah.
Danhausen.
And Will Ospreay showed up and saved Jericho and Orange Cassidy on Jericho's cruise from 2 guys. And there's talk of Will Ospreay showing up in AEW.
Yeah, the Van Dusen already has. He signed with.
Yes. No, that's
he's now part of best. He's now part of Best Friends.
Danhausen.
Yeah, okay.
That's a Danhausen. And you're probably gonna say Will Ospreay, which that could be part of that whole quote unquote forbidden.
What is wrong with you today?
That's not impressive. 175-pound kid in a goddamn fucking suit.
The beginning of his gimmick was good. Then he went to comedy and it's shit.
Who's that? Ospreay?
No, Danhausen.
Oh yeah.
It's just like
he was doing a Misfits gimmick from the band Misfits.
If you ever watched some of his early stuff, it was really dark and like almost on the lines of a Bray Wyatt or the kid in NXT, and then he went right to friggin' comedy.
Gacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. It's just like that picture that I put up this week. There with it had what it had like Van Vader and Lex Luger walking down the beach.
No,
Yeah.
Sid, wasn't it Van and Sid?
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was Van and Sid, right?
And you got Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole. And listen, two talented guys. But it's the truth. 30 years ago, wrestlers looked like men. They didn't look like,
No, I agree.
Jay,
So-
you of all people might want to hold off on those kind of comments.
buddy,
Seven.
listen to me. I say it all the time. I was very, very thankful for the fact that being the height I was and the weight I was. But can I tell you something? I never looked scrawny, skinny like I was fucking suffering for a meal. And I'm sorry to say, but my heyday, I put the baby's body and that Orange Cassidy to shame. All right?
Good job. Good. There you go, Chris. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
To
Hold on,
shame.
Mike, ready?
So
ready?
don't listen, Capelli. So don't even like their physique compared to mine. Come on now. Come on.
Christ.
Well,
I
that's
never
'cause
looked
you were.
scrawny either.
That's because you were drinking the grape juice. That's why.
It's all good, buddy.
Thought it was
Maybe
applesauce.
they need to back up
Thought it was
into the
eating
porcupine too.
I know Mike should talk, right?
I've never taken it.
Getting back to
Bullshit.
NXT. Getting back to NXT for a
Shut
second.
your mouth.
You're bullshitting though. Anyways, go back.
I'm kind of right there with you, Capelli.
Nobody asked for your
I think I
opinion.
might have handed
gotta
you
say-
them candies, Mike.
I gotta
Both
say
of
right
you.
now I'm the
I'm
smallest
gonna
I've ever
slap you
been at
both in the head
238
when I
pounds.
see you. Wait.
It's like that hot dog.
Shut it.
What are you gonna say there, Mickey Biggs?
It's like that big freaking
I
dome
said
of
right
yours.
now
Go
I'm
ahead.
the smallest I've ever been at 238.
So Pelly, what were you saying?
Just getting back to NXT for a second. I say in about 6 months, it's all it's going to take them for Gunter to be their champion.
I give it 3 months and they're back to black and gold. That's what I say.
I would like to just see them have ringside available. That glass going up to the fucking post and like there's
Believe me,
no
it's gonna
ringside.
change.
It is horrible, that look.
It's gonna change. They're
It-
not happy with it at all.
I wouldn't be. And I'll tell you, and Braun Breaker is just, yeah, all right, Marshall, yeah.
He's a Steiner. What do you want? It's
I
exactly
hate
what-
it.
Well, that's what
I
they did
hate
back in the day. So,
Little pump, holler if you hear him, baby.
so I guess has anybody heard all the bullshit about Goldberg? Everyone's upset about it.
No, I did hear that quite possibly Goldberg and Roman Reigns.
It's already happening, buddy.
It's already happened.
Oh,
What everybody's got to understand is that
He's fulfilling
those
his
shows-
contract.
yeah, and all those shows that are out in Saudi Arabia are just the prince is paying for that. That's what he wants to see.
yeah.
It doesn't mean shit.
It's also he has the contract, and you got guys that won't go over, like Kevin Owens won't go over. There are certain wrestlers that don't go over.
Yeah, Sami Zayn can't go over because of his
Sami-
religion.
Right. So you're not Goldberg, I think, had 1 or 2 matches left on his contract. This is
And they're
the
both-
one of them.
And
But
they're
the
both
thing
going
that
to be in
sucks
Saudi
is-
Arabia.
The thing that sucks is here's a guy probably getting $2.5 million to go over to Saudi Arabia
More than
for a
that.
shit match.
Yep. He's going to end up hurting somebody eventually.
For
Imagine,
himself.
hopefully he don't hurt Roman. Poor Roman.
Mike, you guys know that match will be 5 minutes tops.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
And if Goldberg and if Roman puts Goldberg over, Forbes he'll flip. This place will riot.
So, what
So,
is that clown, anyways?
I don't know.
so can I touch upon a topic that's been discussed a couple of times? What
Yeah.
through the gorilla position?
Yeah.
So can we finally put to rest Bray Wyatt and those videos are not for the WWE.
They're not for AEW either.
They're not for AEW either. You're right.
No, it's for his movie company.
That's what I think. Now seeing his brother get involved,
Yeah,
it ain't for the WWE. It is
it
not
ain't
for
for me.
WWE.
It's definitely if he was gonna show up in AEW, would have been there. He would have been there on the second. He's
He would
not
have been
coming.
there already.
Yeah,
Already,
he's
but
not.
that would have been there, yeah.
First of all, I good for Keith Lee for getting a contract. Hopefully, he doesn't get lost in the shuffle like the rest of the people are getting lost. So,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? He'd be stupid to go to AEW right now. First of all, I don't think Khan can afford him. Second of all, what are they going to do with him?
Exactly.
Like Black's already doing the dark gimmick. So
And the Dark Order's a waste. It's not really what it's meant to be.
They're killing I love Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. They're killing them.
Yeah, it's like
Too bad.
they have a lot of contracts that are coming up, and it's people who haven't been on TV. So the people that you're going to see leave are not even relevant.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Brian Cage, he's out of there. Joey Janela, he's gone. There's a couple other people. Frankie Kazarian, he re-signed with them like last week or something like that. So, I mean, but Frankie's almost our age, so it's not like he's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's just looking for the finish out or whatever, work backstage.
If he could go back to Vince with the guarantee that he's on TV and not get lost in the shuffle, he'd be there.
I don't know. Frankie's made such a name for himself outside of Vince, especially during his Impact and TNA days.
I honestly believe, Capelli, that come everybody who grows up, especially knowing the way I know Frankie,
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
It was their dream to be WWE superstars, dude.
I know. It's like
if you would have tell and I understand he made a name for himself out on the indies, working with TNA, working with AEW. He has made a very great life for himself.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
it's bragging rights.
The WWE was to come to him once again, and he got it in writing. I'll sign for the last 4 years, but I got to be relevant.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna do it either way because he's already been burnt by them twice.
Yeah, I know.
But I believe that still to this day, 95% of the wrestlers that are in pro wrestling, the end all be all is to be a WWE superstar.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You know?
Good night.
So the road to WrestleMania.
The dirt road to WrestleMania?
The fucking shitty, bumpy road it's going to be.
Hopefully, can we take a detour?
I'm trying to figure out what the undercard's going to be. You can already basically see a lot.
I'm going to put out an undercard match that I think we're going to see. I think you're going to see Zelina and Carmella put the tag team titles up against a team that's going to come back together with the return of Bayley and Sasha Banks, and they'll take the belts off of them too.
I thought you was going to say the returning team of Sarah Morgan.
No. And I think after Elimination Chamber, the next night on Raw, Becky's going to be out in the ring. They're not going to do a triple threat again, but I think you're going to see, and I think Becky's match for WrestleMania will be Paige.
Hope so.
Interesting.
Yep, they have history, good history, but Paige would be a WrestleMania caliber. The match could be caliber for Becky Lynch. Because let's be honest, you and I, we all know on this channel now, Becky Lynch is backstage going, are you fucking kidding me right now? You're giving Ronda to Charlotte and not me? Because it's Becky. I mean, to me, Becky's more over than Charlotte.
Yep,
Becky
I agree.
is the women's division.
I hope Ronda Rousey breaks Charlotte's nose.
So
That match is
Where
going to be the
can you-
drizzling shits too.
Oh yeah.
where can you fit Alexa Bliss in all this?
You can't.
You can't.
Right.
Not yet. No.
No.
Can't.
Supposedly
like-
the end game with Alexa Bliss is that the psychiatrist sessions are going to get rid of the Fiend.
Yeah, she goes back to being the goddess or whatever.
Yeah. Then
Oh.
then she'll fit. Right now she doesn't fit.
Because these sessions are like over with me. Because I've talked to a lot of the psychiatrists, and it's the sessions are getting like over with me, and I'm like I just think like she's turning. I think she is turning babyface by the way she's interacting with this psychiatrist. If that makes sense to you, but.
So Pelly, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a gimmick, right? I'll be the psychiatrist.
It took you
the
all of
person,
5 seconds to come up with it. Go ahead.
right? And then I'll say, "What do you think when you see this book?" It'll be the Fisherman's Game, and then you can be like, "Oh, the Fisherman's Game. Oh, like she does." And then we'll do some gimmick. We'll do a gimmick where like that. The book is what brings you out of your trance.
We may be telling the truth right there.
There it is.
I can't tonight. Oh my god.
But I don't.
Oh.
Those are two of my predictions for WrestleMania. I think they got to get the belts off Zelina and Carmella, and I think the best way to probably bring Bayley back is to put Sasha and Bayley back together, put them on Raw, and have them go get those tag belts.
The one thing I
leave them separate, and they can still be the tag champs, and they can be on either show. But I think Paige versus Lynch would be a huge WrestleMania match.
Why all of a sudden is Paige's name coming up? Has she been,
She's been cleared.
seen?
She's been
She's been
cleared.
cleared. She's been cleared.
She's been cleared by doctors. She hasn't been cleared by the WWE, or we haven't heard she's been cleared yet. But doctors have said she can return to in-ring action, and she's been training.
Same thing with Corey Graves.
Yeah, that's the one guy I expected to leave the announcer's booth
Yeah, me too.
and
Royal Rumble,
enter
yeah.
the Royal Rumble. Yes.
I got a feeling he's going to be back on the ring sooner than later.
So,
But will it
to
be
me-
on NXT or will it be the main roster?
To me, Corey's better off where he is. He should accept that he is probably one of the best color commentators since Jerry Lawler, and run with it.
No,
What the
he
fuck's
wants
he
to
gonna get back
work.
in the ring for?
Because he wants to work. Why is my old ass still in the ring? Because
I think Corey Graves wants to prove something to people that with a lot of these guys that are out there that he was there. You know, I can just see it. It's a competitor. Why did Bryan Danielson all of a sudden come back for a few years after he got cleared? Why would he need to? It's just a passion that performers have in them.
yep.
And not for nothing, but Corey Graves is going to be over. He's much more seen right now as being a Raw commentator. And if he was to go back into the ring, his popularity would be pretty damn good.
But I wouldn't put it past Vince to send him back to NXT. And that's the thing that's going to be
You
shitty if he
can't put him.
does.
That's the thing. He's main event. You can't put him on NXT.
No. I don't know.
Well, speaking of the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, I caught the last thing he did with Jon Moxley, and I gotta say, as a gimmick, I love the idea.
Yeah, that's piqued my interest if he goes heel.
Well, or if they form a faction, and like he said, they run professional wrestling. They go and get all the belts, and they they talked about bringing on two younger guys and kind of doing that,
mentoring them in their way. Yes,
Yeah,
I like it.
So kind of like Evolution.
in a way, kind of like Evolution, yeah. But I think Moxley and Bryan, like if they were the two mouthpieces, I mean, and you think about it, it probably would be more Daniel Bryan as a mouthpiece. Mox is more of kind of like the off the
Silent but deadly.
guy. Yeah. And if you do bring in, say, get them two young studs, it would be a pretty good faction, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's because one faction is about to go. You're going to see the dismantling of the Inner Circle on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
That's done.
Ortiz and Santana are going to go heel with Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Do you think this MJF? Do you think this MJF Punk feud's going to continue?
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah,
it was a good match, but the whole storytelling is getting kind of boring.
Yeah.
It has to, but it has to down the line.
The best was seeing the roll of fucking quarters and CM Punk's fucking pants as they're focusing on his junk at the end of the match.
And of course, you leave it to Forbes to point that out.
Yeah. Forbes, like looking at the peepee. I didn't even notice MJF's hand go down his pit like to shove the gimmick down there.
Did you guys see X-Pac made his professional wrestling return?
GCW, right?
Saved Joey Janela from...
He looks actually pretty good.
He does.
But he did a spot with them at the thing last week, but it wasn't...
How the fuck does he come out to the DX music?
They let him.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a spot with Joey Janela. It wasn't a match.
Saved him from fucking Riddle and the other guy there. Not Matt Riddle. From fucking Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, and the other guy, his buddy. Kurt Hawkins, whatever the fuck his real name is.
He got in shape in X-Pac. He got in shape doing DDP yoga, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I think he did.
I'm actually starting that Monday, DDP yoga.
Good for you, buddy.
So, did anybody happen to catch the most recent Stone Cold podcast, the Becky Lynch one?
Nope.
It was pretty good. Not gonna lie, I thought it was pretty good. It was. I want to finally get catching the Kevin Nash one too.
The Kevin Nash one was good. I watched that one.
Yeah.
Are these the podcasts or the legit Smoking Skull Ranch?
Smoking Skull Ranch.
On Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see the Kevin Nash one, and I'll have to check out the Becky Lynch one.
The Rounds one
was good, but the Becky Lynch one I did like.
The Rounds one made me thought he was going to go back to being the old Rollins and a face, but I guess not.
Well, he's going to be a face though now. They're turning him face.
I love his new gimmick.
Fucking Mike, you can call him a clown. He'd be like, "I know, I'm the Joker."
Dude, exactly.
I love his new gimmick, man. I think his new gimmick is cool.
Listen, if they do more of him playing the mind games on wrestlers in the ring, and that's like he did with Roman, it will fit much better than him going, and just all he does. Because that doesn't go over well. But what he did with Roman was phenomenal. Especially when he did the "I'll always love you, I still love you." That was perfect.
Yeah, he's cutting the better. He's cutting the better promos today.
What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Pelly. I cut you off.
I said he's cutting the better promos today, like working off of each other, like bantering and stuff like that. Like I think Seth Rollins is cutting the better promos in wrestling right now.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Is that Forbes that says I'm here?
I don't know.
If it is, fuck off.
I don't see him in here. I'd be able to pull him down on the side. He's not in here.
Mickey Biggs can't get in either.
Mickey Biggs is right here.
Said he can't get back in.
I don't know. Maybe they're having problems. I usually can pull like there's no toggle for them to get in. One
So-
private chat.
Let's shoot back to WrestleMania. Let's talk WrestleMania and what is the inevitable post WrestleMania. First question I pose to you guys: does Roman Reigns win at Mania?
No. I think his winning streak ends at Mania.
Okay, Pelly, what do you think?
I think Roman Reigns wins at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Pelly, what about you?
I think he wins, but the next night something's going to happen.
So I think that if it's a triple threat, I think Rollins wins.
Here he is, the Finger Minger himself, Jimmy Fingers.
Fuck off, Fingers. Fuck off.
Oh my God. Do you just got a porn stash now? That looks like a giant caterpillar over your mouth.
Harry Reams called. He said shave that fucking thing.
He's not even talking. Can't hear you, you tool.
You're on mute, you fuck.
Which way did he go?
Is that a Brewers hat?
Yeah.
Of course it is. He's the pink hat himself. You didn't know that?
He wears multiple hats.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, seriously, what the fuck? First of all, I can't hear your big mouth, so that's a good thing.
Take yourself off of mute.
You're on mute, Fingers. Yeah, I can't hear you.
No, still can't hear you.
I'll be right back. Everybody's lost.
Oh, this is great. Pete Rose of New England. What?
Pete Rose, New England Wrestling. You know, there's a reason for it. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah. What? No. Tell us now. What's this Pete Rose thing mean?
Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame?
Nope.
Neither am I. I'm the Pete
Neither
Rose
am I. Neither am I.
You might be, though. Maybe. Could happen.
We'll see. Speaking of, come May, you'll be making an appearance at APW.
Who?
You.
How?
Because it's my last match, and I want Capelli to manage me one more time.
Oh, good for you.
Where is this going to be?
Newburyport against Malonis.
I can't. How am I supposed to make fun of them people? They're rich.
It's okay. We can figure it out. We can
I'll
get
be like,
stabbed.
oh, I see all the women showing up in your fucking yoga pants.
No, let me tell you something. No, listen. This crowd is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to APW. Believe me, you'll have plenty of targets. Plenty. If Pat Doyle was there, he'd be in heaven. Put it that way.
So, like I was saying, I think if they do the triple threat, it is Brock, Roman, and what's his face? I think Rollins goes over, and I think he goes over on Brock. But
let's hope it's not a triple threat.
If it's not a triple threat, I think Reigns goes over.
I'm going for unifying the titles.
They're not doing that. I'm telling you right now, Fox will have a fit if they do that. They're not doing it.
You know,
Fox will lose their minds.
But if Fox still had, the champion on their show.
Well, why do you think this is happening right now? Because they want Lesnar on Fox. That's why it's happening.
Why don't they want Reigns?
They do want Reigns. They want that feud to be on SmackDown. They didn't want Lesnar on Raw. So they pitched fit, and that's why this angle is going on right now.
That feud sells tickets. Is probably the best feud that's going on in pro wrestling right now that would make people watch. No wonder Fox wants it.
I think that if you start a true Seth Rollins Roman Reigns feud the way it was starting and the way they did, I think it would outsell that.
Okay.
I think it would outsell it
I
because
can see
more
that.
people want to see a match versus German suplexes and a fucking spear.
He almost literally knocked out Lashley on one of them.
Yeah.
Everybody caught that.
You know, they should call it the German suplex city because that's all he does.
Well, I agree with that, but I like this version of Brock Lesnar on the mic and everything a lot better than the normal.
I do too. And I also agree that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, with the history they have, it could be a feud that could go on for a monumental time.
Yep. So
Still
I
can't
want
hear
to
you,
point out
Forky.
something about Brock Lesnar. What Mike just piggybacking off of what Mike said. In us people that are in the business, we can talk about this. Would you admit that Brock didn't sell his Royal Rumble appearance in the Rumble like he should have? And let me explain real quick. He had just got screwed out of the WWE Championship, got his back turned on and everything else. Brock has that look that he should be fucking frothing at the fucking mouth, just destroying everybody.
I agree with that. I was expecting him to come out and just clean house, and he did not.
And he didn't. He came out, and he's smiling, and he's pointing. He didn't look like he was pissed off. He looked like, okay, yep, I lost, and now I'm going to win. Haha, I'm going to thing. Like,
Yeah, he no-sold the gimmick.
Thank you.
Without a doubt, he no-sold it.
And that's what you get when you utilize Brock Lesnar.
Well,
that's just, you know, it was bad. It was in poor taste.
It's like I'm getting paid a lot of money for this to do.
As soon as I heard his music coming, I looked at the look on his face. I already knew he was winning.
Of course.
He didn't need to be mean.
As soon as Bobby Lashley went over, I knew he was winning. As soon as Bobby Lashley went over, I even posted it. Forbes called it. As soon as Bobby Lashley went over.
Forbes, can you talk yet?
We don't hear you.
We don't hear you.
Thank God.
Turn your mic up.
We don't hear you. Turn your mic up.
Honk your nose if you can hear us, clown.
Honka, honka, honka.
I can't believe you just fucking did that for him. You will never be able to live that down now, Fingers. Look at your fucking little thing and turn your mic up.
Look at your little thing.
Reach down and talk into it like,
Get up, little fingers. Get up.
All right,
now you chased him away. He's going to be all butthurt now.
No, he might hop on another device.
But what else? Let's talk about WrestleMania. What else is actually going to be worth any of shit?
Well, they haven't released the card yet. They haven't.
But that's what I'm saying. Think, what could we possibly have? Like, who's AJ working?
Don't know.
So what is the winner of the elimination
going to
chamber?
defend the fucking title finally?
What's that?
Pelly, go ahead. What were you saying?
The winner of the elimination chamber wins the belt, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be nice just to see AJ Styles go on a little run? But he just signed a 2-year deal. How many years was his deal?
3.
4 years. He's got 2 years left.
Oh, no, he just resigned. Right. He just resigned again.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, another 3 years.
Oh, that's good. So technically, they only added a year onto his deal.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, they extended him a year. So real quick about the Royal Rumble. Here's a couple interesting tidbits that I don't know if you guys heard or not. They offered Nia Jax a spot in the Royal Rumble, and they offered the iconic. and they offered the Iconics a spot in the Royal Rumble.
Who?
The Iconics.
Yes, I did hear that too, and they all said no.
Good for them.
And I think the Iconics, I think they all said no for pretty much the same reason. I think they're a little sour with the company.
Well, if anybody should have been sour with the company, it's Mickie James. But they did right by her. They let her come out with the title, and they acknowledged that where she is working right now. So I applaud WWE.
But did you see the small things that the WWE didn't do?
What?
If you look, they put Impact Champion.
Yeah.
They didn't mention knockouts, and they did not mention the word wrestling.
Well, whatever.
It was an article I read today, and those are specific words that Vince does not use in his repertoire.
It's his company.
But
you're a guest there. You go by
so you're just why you like? I don't understand why people have to shit all over the product every second of every day. Just enjoy it. I mean, it's not really nothing to enjoy, but
that's what I was trying to say, but people took me out of context.
Well, because you posted it in the wrong fucking place, meathead. We went over this.
Everybody complains about, this guy came to the Royal Rumble, blah, 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 blah. It's been happening for years. Get over it.
Let me tell you something. They stiffed the shit out of Johnny Knoxville.
Good. He deserved it.
He deserved it.
Dude, the freaking kick by Sami Zayn, I swear to God, he should have left a boot print on his face because he potatoed him the hardest he could. Still can't hear you tool.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Jimmy Fingers.
I switched over to the phone. Hey,
Clown is here.
Vin Capelli, when you were talking about Brock no selling, Rollins didn't sell anything either from the beatdown he got down on Raw. He was still.
No, that's not right. You're wrong because he walked out ginger, selling the body like the little tweaks and everything.
He should have wore a neck brace.
Slowly, so.
All right, enough Bobby the Brain Heenan garbage with the neck brace.
Shut the fuck up.
Continue. I'm listening. I'll jump in where I feel.
That kid there, Caleb with the K in T and Impact, is wearing a neck brace right now, thinking he's Bobby Heenan in his little angle they're doing an Impact.
I actually watched Impact Thursday night.
I've been watching it the past 2 weeks.
It's not that bad.
I like the story.
I'm watching it because of God because I like them.
Okay.
So I hope they do business with WWE because I'll have to see them in a WWE ring.
I started watching it again because before the pandemic, it was one of the ones I was starting to enjoy storyline wise because they had their stories are pretty good.
I think I'm going to start watching GCW, man, because I saw something with Matt Cardona a couple of weeks ago where it was like, he's like, fuck this company and all this. I'm like,
buddy, I'm watching it right now.
And it was awesome. I was like, dude, this is some like this is realistic storytelling.
Has he shown up with his social media belt yet?
It's called If I Die First tonight. And they come from bootleg venues. They have an ugly setup. It's true indie wrestling, but the guy got money.
And the gimmick with fucking X-Pac, I think they did it at outside a hotel.
Buddy, right now this thing is a $20 pay-per-view. I don't pay $20 for it.
Yeah,
but
Hammerstein.
They have, Hammerstein was beautiful, the setup they have. Right now, these dudes, he just came through. We had a better set entranceway than what GCW is coming out of right now. There's a legit clothesline going across, and they drape drapes through it with nails on each side. Like it's horrid.
But it works for them though.
But that's their gimmick.
Yep.
Cardona's doing NWA also.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's a whore.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Because that Zack Ryder, he was the shits.
Yeah, I have a feeling Matt Cardona is a game changer.
I have a feeling Matt Cardona will return to the WWE eventually when he gets big enough.
Yeah.
And he will come back as Matt Cardona.
Oh, yeah.
He should.
He should.
He should.
Maria Kanellis looks like shit now. Hey, by the way, I got to go back to the Women's Royal Rumble. Can someone tell me what the fuck Kelly did to her fucking face?
Oh my!
She looked. I'm like, who is that? I go, that's not Kelly.
Well, that's what you get for marrying a plastic surgeon.
And
Yeah,
then
it's not even that she looked bad. She looked like a completely different person.
Yes, my wife didn't believe that was her.
Neither could
Well,
I.
that's what happens when you marry a plastic surgeon.
And then Summer Rae, go back to being blonde, please. The red didn't do anything for me.
She's still
She's the shit.
beautiful.
I can't. Who? Summer Rae?
Summer Rae's hot, man. I don't care.
You better get new glasses because she looked like I got hit by the ugly tree.
Jay, you
No.
know you're not the one turning 50 this year?
What?
He is turning 50 this
I
year.
am turning 50
Oh,
this
fuck.
year.
Okay, no, I'm sorry.
You must be high. Are you out of your mind?
I think Summer Rae's got a hot body.
The body
Yeah,
on the
her
face.
body,
Yes.
yeah, but her face looks like it got hit by a train.
Yeah, the red hair doesn't do
Butter
it for
face.
me.
That is
It
a
could be
butter
better.
face.
But
And
still,
they
you
had the
just
balls. They had the balls to call her a legend. A legend of what?
she's a legend of the goalie gummies.
Yeah, that's about
And then you
it.
got fucking Lita with her fucking neck that looks like fucking somebody fucking gagged her fucking 1,000 times with a big cock. Like, what is that on her neck?
The turkey neck.
I don't know. I couldn't get past her granny bloomers.
Oh my god, that's like a thought gone wrong. I look, I'm like, is she really trying to sell that? Like, please no. No, I don't need to see that. No. I'd rather see Betty White in a fucking thong.
Oh.
That was a triple X,
Like, what the fuck was that?
and it was riding halfway up her back.
I fucking
Like a girdle.
I would jerk off to Dewdrop before I jerked off to that.
Oh my god.
Sorry, just being honest here.
Dewdrop's got some big boobs.
Dude, you're gross. You're fucking gross. You're fucking gross. All right? Let's not even go there. You're gross. You would too, so I don't want to hear it. Mike, Mike, shut up, because you would too. You would too. I've seen some of the fucking dates that.
Just to say I've been, hey,
So shut the fuck
it's like
up.
a circus ride. Just to say I've been there and done it. I bet you that girl does not give up. She'd beat the shit out of me. Woo!
It was legit to be the number 10. Anyways.
She'd use me as a human dildo.
So let's talk real quick. Go back to something I said. The quiet move of Big E on SmackDown. 2 weeks now,
what?
Big E's been on SmackDown, tagging with fucking this
Yeah,
Friday.
he's back with
Yesterday,
he's
tagged
back
with
being with the
fucking-
New Day.
back to the new- but
now
they didn't call him the New Day. They
no,
called
they
him
did.
Big
They
E.
acknowledged it Friday night. They acknowledged it Friday night. Yep.
How
What?
quickly you go from the top of the mountain back to the fucking valley of insecurity of whatever it's called.
Maybe he wanted to go
Obscurity.
back there.
You know, come on.
He's pooped.
I'm being
He's,
sarcastic.
Who's her?
He is DUN done.
I
Who,
wouldn't
Big
say
E?
that. I wouldn't say he's done.
No. As far as he'll never be back in the main event scene again.
He's back to the tag title picture.
Yeah.
If even that.
Listen, I like Big E, but I'm going to be honest with you.
He didn't draw a dime, man.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't look at Big. I look at Big E being a. He's part of the roster. I'm sorry.
That's all he
He's
is.
not.
My fucking 10-year-old could draw a dime better than he could.
My 6-year-old son can draw better than him.
You guys are on fire tonight. It's like, do you guys take fucking 80s pills or what?
Fucking, this is the kid over here who just applied for his AARP card. You shut the fuck up.
No, I haven't.
I'm sure you should, though. You're qualified.
No, I'm not though. So fuck off.
Yeah.
Because I look younger than all of you. So kiss my ass.
Yeah.
And look better.
Yeah. Go dye your beard. Fingers, tell him, dye that fucking thing.
Okay, first of all, I don't dye my beard. This clown, he dyes his beard. Look at it. It's 6 shades of fucking blonde.
Which one? Who?
Fingers. With his porn mustache.
Dude, I'm under construction right now. I'm 3 pounds away from being under 200.
What does that got to do with your fucking beard?
Yeah,
I don't care
who
about my
cares?
beard. I don't care about. I like Kevin Nash said. I like that look. I like the silver fox look.
Oh, you're the silver
And
fox.
believe me,
now,
I
Mike,
have
now.
gray hair in my
You're
beard.
the
You just
silver
think,
fox and fucking.
I have no gray hair.
Mike, is that the place we had?
None.
Was the silver fox?
None.
Where we
And
had
look at
you
how much I
there?
got. I got enough. I got
No.
enough to share with you, Capelli. I can share some with Forbes. I can even give Mike a little bit. I
I'm
could
good. I
probably
like my
throw
bald head.
Pelly a half to put up there.
Pelly's got the old man do with the fucking ring around the back of his head. Shave that
Oh,
shit.
Hogan.
What's wrong with you?
I got the
No,
Hulk
no,
Hogan
no.
look, brother.
I
What
got
you
the
gonna
Hulk
do?
Hogan. You mean Randy Hogan?
No, it's more like Horace Hogan.
Oh. So, Pink Cat, why are you so quiet?
I'm just listening, man. I'm late to the show. I
Yeah.
don't know what you've covered and what you haven't.
We've basically covered everything, but I would love to know.
We're just
I would
shitting on
love to
each
know
other.
when you was watching that men's Royal Rumble. As soon as you seen Kofi Kingston hit the barricade and fuck up his own spot,
I loved it.
did you not think from there on in that this Rumble was doomed?
No, because at that point I was expecting maybe a surprise, but I'm tired of that act. Like I've seen it too many times. Enough. I thought it was actually meant to be fucked up at first, but then I realized it really was.
Considering now Cameron does it. Naomi does it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's like, all right, enough. I've seen this show already. If they're going to use that to like cover up the fact that Shane and Bad Bunny were your two big surprises, it was doomed anyway. As far as the winner goes, I mean, even though like I thought about it, I was like, even though I called it, and I know you all give me credit for that, but when you look at the last participants, who was credible enough to like win it?
Randy Orton, Riddle.
Randy Orton, yeah, I think.
And Riddle.
Jason, you made that call. I was typing it as it was happening. I was like, oh, looks like Jason's getting a call on this. Brock, the match with Brock and Roman was already booked when Heyman turned. It was like that match was booked. He didn't need to win the Rumble. Can you put someone else, give someone else a bump?
That's what I would have said, and then you would have had something for Lashley.
The philosophy in WWE is they no longer make stars; they call stars in.
Well, they did say that. Remember, Triple H came on and he talked about this, I was reading the article, and it's a true statement. The WWE will never make another superstar who will be so big that they become bigger than the business.
Yep.
They will not do it. They've changed their philosophy because every time they've done it, they've lost that person either to injury or to Hollywood. Last one, John Cena. Lost him to Hollywood, and Vince said Cena was the last one. They won't do it again.
Well,
yeah, but how many years of service did he
Cena's
give?
already said that he's not done with WWE. He's actually coming back.
But the WWE lost Cena to Hollywood.
I know exactly what Capelli means by that.
It
don't matter if he comes back. It's the fact that you've lost him storyline wise.
Yeah,
you've lost something that you built. You lost a cash cow, and when he does come back, now he's just like a Christmas tree ornament.
Yeah,
that you take him out of the box, you put him on the tree for 30 days, and then you put him back in, and he comes back next Christmas.
And Cena did an interview just recently where he apologized to The Rock and said, he goes, I didn't, and he even said it. I'll try to look it up. You'll find it. But he actually apologizes to Dwayne. He goes, he did so much for my career. He's why I'm able to do what I do now. He's like, I didn't get it then. He's like, because I was so enthralled with the company. He goes, and I didn't understand it. He goes, and now he's like, I understand it because you have to be here 16 hours a day. And you have to be here 6 months out of the year doing this one thing. And you can't take time off. He's like, and I didn't understand how Dwayne could do that and this. He goes, and now he legitimately said, I apologize to The Rock. He's like, I understand exactly why he did what he did and why he
but you know what?
back to the WWE.
Cena gave them 13, 14.
Forbes, he's locked up.
Now look at that ugly fake frozen. Jesus Christ. He looks like an Ewok Okay.
I'm getting a bad connection over here.
All right,
gave
so
them-
anyways, you said Cena gave him 13, 14 years, and then you froze, and you went,
Yeah, right. Rock and Austin, what did they give him? 5 at best?
No,
Yeah.
the Rock was there for a solid 10. Austin got injured. There was a difference.
You're right. If Austin didn't get injured, he would have been there a lot longer.
I think if Austin didn't get injured, I think Austin would have been the first WWE superstar ahead of The Rock to almost be the Schwarzenegger-style movie star.
Right, I agree.
So
I
build
think
the next one and move
Stone
on.
Cold's neck injuries is what killed it, and then Rock just came in and
Right. So build the next one and move on and keep the cycle
They
going.
don't want to keep building the.
they don't want to do
superstars.
that no more.
So where does that leave them? Like 15 years from now, when it's time to like call back these old stars to sell a pay-per-view, and you're bringing back.
You're bringing back Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins is what you're bringing back now.
Yep, you're bringing back Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Matt Riddle, Randy Orton, a guy like Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley,
It's not
Brock
gonna be the same.
Lesnar.
It's not going to have the same impact.
Well, Lesnar, you probably won't be calling back because Lesnar's what, 46?
Yeah.
He's like in mid-40s.
Here's the thing. We're seeing now the last generation of wrestlers starting to come back. And if you remember, 15 years ago, we saw other wrestlers like the Tatankas and the Mounties. They were getting called back for the quick spots. It's just part of the business, brother. 10 years, you'll get fresher people getting called back.
Tatanka's a guy, I mean, I hate to stop it, but Tatanka's a guy that can still go now in a WWE ring.
So,
but on the other hand, I would love to see Tatanka in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Hey, speaking of Hall of Fame, who's WWE inducting this year?
They haven't announced it yet.
Announcement yet. They'll stop popping up
Of all the
soon.
people, who do you think would be the big name?
It's going to be the Taker. It's going to be Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
I think they would have already announced it, though, don't you? It's Royal Rumble. They already would announce the Undertaker.
They usually wait a week or two after the Rumble to do it. They'll probably start announcing on Monday.
With the Taker being the Undertaker, I would have assumed
Solo.
it would have been way in advance.
Does NXT get a pay-per-view? Do they get a Friday night pay-per-view?
I don't know. It would be a Saturday night pay-per-view, you know?
No,
it won't. It'll be a Friday night.
WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday.
So you mean WrestleMania weekend?
Yes.
Probably. I'd say no.
Well, because you're right. Because the Hall of Fame is going to be on Friday night, right after SmackDown.
There'll be a lot of good, and this is when I will go out and I will purchase for $60 on Fight Network. They will have all the indie wrestling shows that are in that Dallas area from Thursday to Sunday.
I thought WWE was doing something where they weren't going to allow promotions to run, right?
They'll still be there. There's people already. Promotions already booking their stuff.
Okay.
And all that.
They were trying to put a kibosh.
They tried to, but they can't. What they tried, like they did it in New Orleans. They tried to threaten these hotels and these venues from renting to the. One of the venue owners said, "Why would we want? Why are you going to pay? Are you going to pay all these venues money not to rent? You have all these wrestling fans here. Why would you want to deter? Why wouldn't you want more?"
So, Sticky.
Yep.
Did you hear my I wanted to get your input on the few things I said about the WrestleMania potential at WrestleMania. I personally think it's going to be Brock, Rollins, and Reigns for a unification title. That's what I think.
They're not unifying the title. Stop it.
Well,
I want to hear your input on that. What do you think?
I think obviously that all depends on what happens at the Elimination Chamber. If Lesnar takes that off Lashley, which I think he is, then yes, I see.
I think it's going to be Riddle.
No!
I don't have an early game.
No!
You said I could go.
I'm sorry, hold on. No! No.
Why?
No.
Please. Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Because he said so.
Thank you, Mike.
What about 11?
No.
What?
No.
Yeah, it's only 9:30.
Good night, Lexi. Goodbye.
Bye. I'll be home at 11.
No.
You just
No. What did Mom say?
Mom's asleep. Can I just go, please?
No.
Please.
No.
I didn't get invited out tonight by my friends, and I'm really depressed about it.
Enough with the fucking pulling depression
Well,
card.
I literally didn't. They're out every day.
Hey, Chris, I got bullshit boots if you want some.
Go.
My. Wow.
11 o'clock in this fucking house. 1 second later, I pull your fucking keys. Anyways,
Hey,
figures. That's
I see a
2-1.
triple threat. I see a triple threat if Lesnar takes the title off of Lashley in the Chamber. If that doesn't happen, then no.
okay.
Then they'll have the 2 title matches. Who's going to be fighting Lashley? I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe
Riddle's gonna win the title, and it's gonna be Orton and Riddle at WrestleMania.
I like that.
You
I
heard
like
it
that.
here first. From
I
the
like
Break
that.
Kazoo.
I like
I
that.
didn't say that.
I think that's a great move.
I guarantee that Reigns will be on Raw during the draft.
Anyways, I can say, listen, I said that and I was wrong. I was right about most of the other shit, but I was wrong about that. Just like someone here is wrong that Shawn Michaels runs NXT. Okay, anyways.
Hey, I'm still standing by that because it's true.
Shawn
anyways.
Michaels is the head coach of NXT. He does not run NXT.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, Kazoo. We got
What
you.
about
I like that
The
idea
tag
of
thing.
Randy winning. Absolutely. And Riddle. That's a nice matchup right there. That would be awesome.
what
Will it
about
happen? Doubt it. I'd
what
like
about
it, though.
my
I think
prediction of Paige and Becky? What do you think?
Paige? Yeah, because I'm sure you're already covered that Charlie has no business in doing Rousey. That should have been Becky. There's a
Yeah.
I agree.
storyline there. There was a sloppy roll-up pin or whatever it was at WrestleMania 35.
And his connection sucks. Look at him. Look at him. He's like this.
Like he's getting a reach around.
Like this. Right this. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
The reach
Ron-
around.
Ronda should have beef with Becky, not Charlotte. But
Agreed.
Charlotte politics.
Yeah.
It's like, who wants to see that match?
We almost thought she did when she said, "I haven't lost me belt since I fought you back there, Ronnie." I thought that's where it was going.
And then Flair to come out and say, once again, the opportunity is main event in WrestleMania. I was like, fuck you, you fucking tall-headed douchebag. Like, you're not even the main event.
I can't stand her.
She's not. Go
Can't
kick the box
stand
button.
her.
Go fuck yourself.
Maybe they put Sasha in there, and there's a 3-way over there.
Please.
But that's
God.
why I think Sasha and Bailey are taking the belts off of Carmella and what's-her-face.
Yeah, Bailey's gonna be back soon, probably by either Elimination Chamber or right after it. You've heard it here first, folks.
Well, folks, you heard it here first.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if I said this already, but if they were doing Goldberg Reigns, if they weren't doing that in Saudi, that would turn Roman babyface in the States. Who is not sick of this shit?
Well, that's 'cause
Roman did a good enough job to get himself booed out the fucking door. Dude, they popped for fucking Goldberg last night in Oklahoma City.
Yep.
They were popping hard.
How does that make the talent in the back feel? You just show up and say you're next and you get a title shot. I mean, come on.
You know
man.
what, though?
I understand the
Jay and Mike
business
can
part of
attest
it, but it's just like,
But hear me out, and I think Jay and Mike would agree to this. If you're just going to be there to feed somebody, just to feed them, and you know all you are doing is being the feeder to WrestleMania, if you were a fucking superstar that's up and coming, or you had a name for yourself and you were actively wrestling, would you want to be the person that's getting jobbed out? No. So you have a guy like Goldberg who can go and get jobbed out. It doesn't
But
hurt
the
none of
thing
the
is-
other boys.
I agree with that, but also if they're paying me $3 million to get my ass kicked, yeah, okay.
Take that too, exactly.
Exactly.
Pin me, pay me, baby. Pin me, pay me.
It's-
Pin me! Pin me! Hit me with a chair!
I'd like,
Pin
to
me,
see,
pay
I'd
me.
like to see Goldberg just bring somebody else up. Like he has to
It's in
be in
his
a title
contract,
match
though.
every.
Can I
single
tell you
time.
though? And this all goes back to this, Forbesy. Where's the show?
Oh no, I know. I said that.
Where's the show?
It's in
Saudi
fucking-
Arabia.
The king
And you
wants.
said it. The king wants it. That's
No,
what he wants.
I'm talking about matches he has left. You know what I mean? Maybe on the way out the door, like put someone.
He's got
over.
2 matches left. He's got this one and another Saudi show. That's it.
And from what I hear, there could be interest in him signing another 6-match, 2-year deal.
Please, God, no.
If he's putting dudes over, I'm all for it.
Dude, he can't even
But
do
if
that.
you guys
He
remember last year
sucks.
when he called out McIntyre for the most ridiculous reason?
Rumor has it
You're better in the ring than he is.
they're going to sign him to another 2-year, 6-match deal. 2 years, he'll do 3 a year. And the reason being why they're thinking of doing this, because guess where? Guess the first person that's going to throw him money.
TK won't touch him.
Bull crap.
Yeah, he will.
Do you know why TK will touch him? Because he's got the female version of him.
Who?
Jade Cargill.
Out of here. She's horrible. Worse than him.
So wasn't he. But what I mean by that is the win streak. Has nothing to do with it. It's the female version.
Win
Let
streak
me
my
tell you
ass.
something, man. TK has got to get a hold of himself, man. That company has lost all.
He's a clown. He's a bigger clown than you.
He's lost it, man. All the mid-carders and the students should be on Elevation and Dark. And all the main eventers should be in revolving storylines on the utilization of the 2 hours on Dynamite. The show is off the rails.
Yep.
Punk and MJF did not even fucking rate 1 million viewers, man. Nobody cares. They're all like mid-carders now. Daniel Bryan, too.
And Keith Lee's going there.
I don't know. I hear them Wednesday night AEW parties that the 20 through 34-year-old are throwing are just they love it. They love AEW. If you ask the age of 20 through 35 demographic, they will tell you there is nothing wrong with AEW, that it's definitely does not insult their intelligence.
Where is Jay Lethal? Like he's losing for the AEW version of the 24/7 title, the FTW title. I mean, I like Ricky Starks, but like last time we saw Jay Lethal was like a month ago. Where's Miro? Where is FTR?
Can I tell you something?
Andrade's hanging around with Matt Hardy
what is Jay Lethal? I'm just going to be honest with you. Jay Lethal does nothing. He's not even the swirly straw in a mixed drink, for crying out loud. Like I think nothing, and this is no insult. I met Jay Lethal a bunch of times. I think he's a great dude. I see nothing big of Jay Lethal other than being the king. He could be the king of Evolution or whatever the name of the AEW sideshows are. Because to me,
Elevation.
Yeah, he could be the king of Elevation.
I'm not saying he's a main eventer, but like you just bring him in and it's like, okay, well, if that's his role, that's his role.
I think he was a waste. I think he's a wasted signing.
I won't disagree. Like if you compare it to like impactful as like a Briscoes or something, like the signings are just kind of you know what I mean? They're not needle movers.
The Briscoes should be debuting any week now for.
Yeah. Okay. That's like Veer's coming to Raw too, right?
I don't know. I'm doubtful. But doesn't like Malachi Black seem like a mid-carder now? Like
I like him and Brody. I like that him and Brody.
I do too. There's just not enough time on television. It's just like OCD booking. It's just like
just because there's too much talent in the pool right now. That's
there's
why.
no structure to the booking. It's like keep like I said, the mid-card people and the students, just keep them all down on Elevation and Dark.
And I'm not going to say that the WWE is any better, but the WWE, if they had that talent or knew what they were doing, the structure of the booking, I would assume, would be way different.
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go. Like the inmates running the asylum, they need like someone like Triple H who could like pull it all together. Like they need a. How about William Regal over there to pull it in together? Like the VPs ain't doing shit, man.
Yeah.
Like what are the Bucks doing? Are they sitting
Because
in
you
Gorilla
can't
too?
wrestle full time and be the full time booker either.
Right. Then Tony Khan needs to pull up the bootstraps and say, hey, listen, that EVP role, it's done.
When
Well,
Kevin
supposedly
Sullivan
he's
was
booking the
booking
whole show. That's what he's
WCW,
been saying.
barely
Well, he needs
wrestled.
help. He needs help. I don't want to see Billy Gunn's kids.
Kevin
Challenge-
Nash said it in his interview with Stone Cold. When they offered him the book, they wanted him to book. Kevin Nash said, he goes, I'm not wrestling and booking at the same time. Because now you're having to worry about getting yourself over, being a wrestler, doing your gimmick, and then writing for 3 days worth of television.
Yeah, right.
Why they asked Kevin Nash for to book AEW?
No.
WCW.
He was
Oh,
in
WCW. Yeah.
WCW.
Okay.
Yeah, but when when they have the book, they're going to put themselves over.
Yep.
That's not true because
Sullivan
Kevin
didn't do
Sullivan.
that, though.
Nope.
Well,
Nope,
no.
Kevin Sullivan
Yeah,
never
Kevin
did-
Sullivan, probably one of the best that ever did it.
Holly did pretty good too.
Yeah, but Kevin Sullivan kept himself in the beginning of the card or the mid card and ran
And it
the
was
show.
a quick 1-2 out done.
Yep. He was
And
never put
if
himself
anything,
over.
When he was booking, he made sure to elevate like Benoit. His big thing, I mean, cost him his marriage, but
I remember.
But Benoit and everyone said, I mean, Sullivan was a good booker. Dusty, on the other hand,
No.
Dusty
Even
was
when
okay,
Hogan,
but
even
Dusty
when
put
Hogan
Dusty
had the
over.
book, even when Hogan had the book in WCW, you knew that he had the
Oh,
book
the
because he
book
had the
when
title all
Hogan
the
had the
time.
book, it was terrible.
Yep.
Because Nash says it in the interview. Like they'd write something, and then here they are having to come in at 5:00, and Hogan's like, "No, I don't like that. Get rid of it. Change it." And
That's
here
because
they
it
are
was
looking
written
to
into his
write it.
contract. That's why.
Well, that shit with Jarrett and Vince Russo, you remember that? That was
Oh, yeah, who doesn't? Of course we do.
that was a shoot.
That was the biggest shoot going. So, but it's funny that you shit on AEW right now because in the beginning you thought it was fucking better than sliced bread.
You know what, Mike? I wanted change, man. I wanted an alternative because WWE is no better. Yes, they're making a lot of money, man, but it's too corporate
I
to me.
agree. I agree. Right now,
Again, it's two different products.
Wrestling in general is upside down right now.
I didn't think there was anything. I did not think Raw was all that bad this Monday.
Raw wasn't bad.
I just don't like the graphics and the narratives of like the corporate stuff. It is what it is. It's successful. It's just not for me. That's fine.
Like I
money-
even like the ladies match this week between what's her name there? This is on brutality. What's her name?
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley and the superhero broad.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody can tell, but she's starting to go back to her old Nikki.
And that's the best Nikki. That's the best Nikki.
And she should.
That's why I was thinking her and Sarah Logan were gonna get back
again.
together.
She was never with Sarah Logan. She
back on the Indies they used to be.
Oh really? Oh yeah, well she was
Sarah
scary,
Logan.
Mary.
Oh my God, she did not look good.
She just had a kid.
I know. Maurice had 2 kids, and that ass looks phenomenal.
No, you know where the baby fat went on Sarah Logan, right to her ass.
Yep. That it did.
Surprised Jay wasn't all over that.
Who's that, Rhonda?
Nah, Rhonda got
Jay
that
already told
fucking
his dewdrop.
Rhonda got an M&M right here. Listen, all I said that Dewdrop got some big boobs. I didn't say I'd marry her. I said that
you said that she could use you as a dildo.
I
Shut
did.
up.
Yep. That's a one time. That's a circus ride. It's like going on the tilt-a-whirl.
As they say, Houston, we have a problem.
I can't tonight. Oh my God, this is fucking too much.
Oh.
AJ Pelly is quiet tonight.
Yeah,
he's enjoying the show right now. We're
in his
entertaining
zone.
him.
I'm all right. I'm listening. I'm hearing what you guys are saying. I'm all right.
What would have been funny is if he was just frozen like that. We didn't even know it.
Well, it's
You
better
know-
than Forbes. He's being frozen.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on here. I'm having
Or
difficulties.
better like this. Forbes, he's frozen like this.
What's wrong with your hand there, Capelli? Using it too much?
Did we all
TFC.
want AJ Styles to win the Rumble? I mean,
I think it'll. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen AJ do something.
fuck.
Yeah, if he would have been from going one to the end, that would have been pretty cool.
Yep.
So AJ was on a recent podcast and he said that everyone wants him to leave WWE to go to AEW. He flat out said he's not going nowhere, and when he retires, he's going to work out in the back. He is happy where he is right now.
Makes sense.
He struggled for how many years to get there? Why would he leave?
Yep.
And I think what's he got? Like I think when I last looked, he's at what, 2.5 million?
Yes. 2.5.
2.5, right?
Yep.
2.5 a year. Why would you leave? Sammy didn't leave. Kevin didn't leave. They're getting over $1 million a year. Why would you leave?
And their families are, when it boils down to it, it's a job, it's a business. You're getting paid to be a fool. Okay, but you're getting paid millions of dollars to be a fool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave either. They wanted me to go out in a dress, I would do it for $2 million. I would.
Yeah.
I'd do it for
And
$1 million.
I'd do it for a fucking $20 and a fucking hamburger.
Why wouldn't you put over somebody happy that's with you and signed a contract? Maybe that's what's going to do. Elimination Chamber. Put AJ Styles over. I like to see it.
I could see that happening. I'd
love to see it happen.
then-
I just with Brock involved in that match, I don't see them jobbing Brock. Brock has.
I'm telling you, Riddle's going to win it. I'm telling you.
No, see, I think Orton will win it, and then Riddle will somehow
Orton's
get
not
in
in the
there.
match. Orton's not in the match.
No, Riddle is.
Oh,
Riddle's
Riddle
winning.
is okay.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Riddle's going to win the title, and it's going to be Orton and Riddle at WrestleMania for the WWE title.
Orton wasn't even at Raw.
Nope.
I think he's got a little injury,
I don't know.
or he wanted a couple of days. You know what I mean? Because he can do whatever he wants, basically.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere. He's a lifer too.
What are they going to do?
Although I
Fire
did
him?
like what I did get on to what Orton said. He goes, but he is done wrestling by the time he turns 50. He's done. So
They say that
he's
now.
got 9 years left.
So if AJ wins, who do you see? Maybe Edge and AJ at Mania?
Ooh, that would be beautiful.
That'd be a great match.
Anybody notice that he went out and did the Shawn Michaels pose at Royal Rumble?
Who?
AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
He went out because he got drawn #1. He did the Shawn Michaels.
Also, there's a rumor going around that he's trying to get Michaels to come out of retirement for one more match.
Please, no.
I agree.
Did you see that match in Saudi?
Let it die.
Let it go.
Shawn Michaels got to fucking do something about his hair.
He went out there and they did him and Triple H versus the Brothers of Destruction. It was awful.
That was the shit.
I remember that was the worst fucking show. Oh my god.
Horrible.
That's when Triple H tore his bicep completely off his arm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just seeing HBK bald like that was just uncomfortable.
Yeah, but he can't even grow his hair back now. He's got the 3 strands of hair right here, and the rest of it.
He's got the Pelly do right now.
He got the Pelly do.
Who, me?
Shawn
No,
Michaels
Shawn
got your
Michaels.
hairdo. What's up, HB fucking Pelly?
Look at Pelly. Pelly's like, yeah.
That's what Shawn Michaels is going to look like in 10 years.
Oh man.
Poor
All right,
Pelly.
boys. I think we've been talking long enough. We're coming up on almost to 2 hours. We got anything we want to part with here?
Nope.
I want a prediction from everybody before they leave. Who's going to the Hall of Fame?
I say it's Taker.
Okay, you got to take her.
I got Davey Boy Smith going in.
It's already in.
Okay.
I thought he was already in.
Davey
I don't
Boy's
think
in,
so.
right?
Yeah, he
Davey
is.
Boy Smith is in the Hall of Fame. Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
Yes, he
Because
is.
Okay, sorry.
yep. Because what you call it? Harry inducted him.
Yeah.
Harry and the
That's
wife.
right. Yes,
Jay, who you got?
that's right. Yes. Sorry.
You know, nobody big. I think that it's Tatanka's time.
Okay. Fingers, who you got?
Dave Batista.
He's already in.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. He went in the year he wrestled Triple H in that shitty match that they had.
Oh man, really?
Yep.
All right. Fingers, you're out.
Well,
I'm gonna
take
give
us
you
off.
No!
prediction. It is staying in the Hart family. Owen Hart goes in. This
Won't
week.
happen. She won't let it happen.
They already did the thing, Mike. They already talked.
Oh, okay.
She's done they've gotten cordial. I think Owen Hart.
I don't think it happens all for the simple fact that AEW got the rights to do the Owen Hart Foundation show.
That's why I think it's going to happen, because Vince wants to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So he can put him in the Hall of Fame.
There's the reverse. There's the reverse. I like that.
So.
All right, fellas. So next Saturday night, we'll be at it again.
I won't be here. I'll be at APW.
All right, brother.
I'll check in.
All right,
now.
so who do you want us to call a clown, Mike, for you?
4MG. The usual.
Clown.
Yeah, you a clown.
You're a clown.
Shut up,
Yeah.
You guys
Shut
are
up, you
bullies,
Go
man.
Can you honk your nose for me?
You guys are bullies, man. All the professionals
There's only
attacking
one
them.
Honky.
Jay's the dewdrop dildo from now on.
It's all right. Imagine the freaking squirting that broad must do.
Oh, dude, I'm done.
I'm done. Goodbye. Later,
Bye.
guys. Oh,
All
my
right,
God.
fellas.
You guys
Later,
are out
boys.
of control. Out of
Later.
control.
Thanks, Facebook. Thanks, Twitch. Thank
Ellie,
you,
the
YouTube.
book.
We'll see you next week.
Hold on, wait.
What?
You can't end the show until
There you go. There,
Fisherman's game.
there
Thank
it is.
you.
Right
Now
there.
we can end the show.